welcome to the EMUNET Mentor-Mentee Meetings. We just had our meeting on psoriatic arthritis organized by the peer mentoring subcommittee of EMUNET, and we're here with two internationally renowned experts in the field.
So it's a great pleasure to introduce Professor Dafna Gladman from University of Toronto, Canada. Her research interests spans both clinical and translational research in systemic lupus erythematosus and psoriatic arthritis.
And my great honor to introduce Dr. Fabian Proft, working in the University of Charité from Berlin and serving for long years for the EMUNET community, and now is a leading position in the GRAPPA and ASAS communities as well.
Thank you so much for being here. Which advice would you give an early career researcher when building up a career as a clinician scientist, and are there things you would like to have known when you started your career?
Yes, thanks for having us. So when we were just discussing this in the Mentor-Mentee meetings, I think one point that came out very clearly is your own dedication. Try to find a subject, a topic that is very, very close to your own heart, that you are very keen to investigate, because if you are dedicated to pursue this research idea, then this has much higher chances to be successful.
Another thing that's important is to identify a mentor that can help and facilitate the research career. And in addition, it's worthwhile participating in national and international communities that are studying the same type of topic to further facilitate a research career. Of course, one needs to seek money, and one needs to identify areas of support that are supporting the kind of research that you're interested in pursuing. And I would cast a wide net, applying to a number of research opportunities, because it is not always possible to get the grant, the first grant that one applies for. So, and don't get disappointed if you don't get it on the first run. Sometimes it takes 3 or 4 tries before one gets a grant, even from the same agency. So as long as you're interested in your question, as long as it's an important question, and as long as you can answer that question, then you just pursue the opportunity until you can get it.
And furthermore, maybe you should get actively involved in the young rheumatological networks like EMUNET or Young ASAS, Young GRAPPA and Young Oyster, because I think this is very important, because you will meet peers that are on the same career stage that you are, and that will have had the same experience, and that you can then just share your obstacles that you are seeing and maybe find new collaborations. So I think this is really also key to get known within the rheumatological community and get support.
Some researchers say that young physicians need to decide whether to further develop their clinical interest or focus on academic work, since it's getting difficult to combine both. Could you give us some advice on to successfully combine clinical and academic work?
So again, as we were discussing in our mentor-mentee session earlier, in Europe it's a little bit difficult because you don't have a status of clinician scientist or clinician investigator, and you're almost expected to spend 100% of your time doing clinical work and 100% of your time doing research. But if you can identify some source of funding that protects a day or 2 a week so that you can concentrate on doing the research, then that will help you. Or if you can identify some other avenues that allow you to spend some time doing the research, unless you don't want to have a life and just work on clinical and research work together. In North America, it's a bit easier because we have positions as clinician scientists where 80% of your time is dedicated to research, or clinician investigator where 50% of the time is dedicated to research, and you can really pursue a research career. I'm always in awe by my colleagues in Europe that are managing to do so much research and publish so many important publications, despite the limitation of research time. So it is not easy, but again, if one is really interested in pursuing research and answering research questions, then it's possible. The other thing is to concentrate on clinically derived research. If you use your clinic to do your research, then it facilitates your ability to carry out research even while you're seeing patients.
And maybe I would also add a cheesy sentence, because going back what we were discussing before, I think it's about your own dedication. If you are really burning for academia and seeing patients is troublesome, then I would advise you to do more the research aspect. And on the other hand, if you are really enjoying to see patients and it's hard work for you to do research and you have to always motivate you, then maybe just pursue what you like better, because I think then you should do more clinics. And I think it is becoming so natural if you really like something and you are inspired by the work, because then you are easier to be motivated and it's easier to pursue this. So I think just follow your heart.
And thank you very much for these great insights. It was really enlightening. The next Mentor-Mentee meeting will be in ACR 2026 in USA. And please don't forget to follow us on our social medias. Thank you.